The first thing that you have to do if you want to reprogram your conscious mind is, especially if you're a control person like I am, you like to be in control, you have to begin to expect the unexpected, because this is going to allow you to be a bit flexible. Right? It's going to allow you to be a bit flexible when things happen in life. Most of the time, our subconscious, when things do not go the way as we plan them, oh my goodness, it's like mayhem. It's it's crazy. There's this inner conflict that causes us to allow these negative thoughts to fester and come out of our mouths, which create even more of a undesirable reality. So the first thing you have to do is expect the unexpected. Hey, entreleaders, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to the 25th episode of the Leaders Lab podcast. I think that today's topic is going to be something that still coincides with the theme that we've been having for the past couple of weeks. Today, we are talking about reprogramming your subconscious mind. And when we say subconscious, we're talking about the part of our mind, the part of our brain that we're not necessarily aware of what we think or what we say, but it literally impacts everything that we do. It impacts our actions and our feelings. We've done a series in the past talking about transforming your negative self-talk. And last week we talked about the one thing that entreleaders can do, the best thing that entreleaders can do first thing to overcome any challenge. And, a lot of challenges that we have may not even be challenges. It's just the way we perceive them. It's the way that we see them. And many things that we face that can be problematic, of course, we see that in our subconscious mind. So today's episode may not be a very long one. We are just going to be talking about reprogramming your subconscious mind. And when we mention subconscious mind, we're talking about accessing the part of our minds, the part of our brains that we generally are. That's where the things are, like we're unaware. We're unaware of the thoughts and the sayings, the self-talk that we have there that actually impacts our actions and our feelings and the way we navigate throughout the day. I've been talking more about the way we think and the way we speak, and I've been talking more about that on the podcast because I realize some of the most successful people in the world, they have the potential to be successful, but they're failing because they're not controlling what they're saying to themselves. They're not dealing with the inner dialogue before it comes out, and it becomes external dialogue about themselves. And I always say that there's a mind-mouth connection. What we think is the thing that's going to come out of our mouths. And even the subconscious, there are things that happen in our life that are a direct result of our, subconscious mind causing it to become a reality. I know many of you who are listening to me, you may not be a kingdom believer. You may not be a Christian. You may not even be, affiliated with any religion, but you know that I am. You know that I am a kingdom entreleader. And just to put this scripture in here, it says, as a man thinketh, I believe this is in Proverbs, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. When you think, whether it is subconscious or conscious, okay, your thoughts, they create your reality. Because it filters, you go through this thinking process, and then the thoughts transform into words, and words, when they're released into the atmosphere, that creates your reality. And if we can learn to catch our thoughts before they become spoken words, we can create the reality that we really want to see. And one of the ways we can do this is by reprogramming our subconscious mind. Okay. Now I have just a couple of really quick tips. The first thing that you have to do if you want to reprogram your conscious mind is, especially if you're a control person like I am, you like to be in control, you have to begin to expect the unexpected, because this is going to allow you to be a bit flexible. right? It's going to allow you to be a bit flexible when things happen in life. Most of the time, our subconscious, when things do not go the way as we plan them, oh my goodness, it's like mayhem. It's crazy. There's this inner conflict that causes us to allow these negative thoughts to fester and come out of our mouths, which create even more of a undesirable reality. So the first thing you have to do is expect the unexpected and also be flexible, right? Be flexible in your thinking. Like see multiple angles of a problem, see different angles of how things can go. Another way to reprogram your subconscious mind, and today I'm just going to give you three. Okay. So the first one is to expect the unexpected, to, see a problem from multiple angles, or prepare yourself to be flexible in that regard. The second thing that I want to share with you is to not allow the response of others to have an impact on you negatively. Okay. So for example, if you have some great news that you want to share, something you feel like it's successful, and you share it with someone and they don't respond the way that you want them to, subconsciously, right? Subconsciously, now you're starting to feel bad about your good news. Now you're starting to feel bad about the success that you just shared with someone because you wanted them to feel the same way that you do. And that person, those people, they could be having so many other things going on in their lives at the time that they can't give you the same type of reaction or response that in your subconscious, you're like, oh yeah, they're going to be super excited for me. But when it turns out to be the other way, when the opposite, then you start to feel bad about yourself or about your success or the thing that you shared with them. So don't allow someone else's responses or reaction to your success or to your good news or to whatever it is that you're excited about to have a negative impact on you if it's not the way that you expected it to go. Okay. So, and it's okay. It's okay if they don't get as excited as you are. This is why we're reprogramming our subconscious mind, because we're saying, okay, you're not as excited. You might have something else going on in your life or, whatever it is, but I'm not going to allow that response to put a damper on my excitement. Right. So that's that. And then the third thing is to affirm what you want to see. Don't necessarily just speak what's happening in your current reality. You have to speak the success that you want to see as though it is happening right now. This is what we do when we do affirmations, right? You have to speak the current the success that you want to have as if it is in the present right now, not a future plan. Instead of saying, I will be blah, 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 you say, I am. I am happy. I am healthy. I am wise. I am whole. I am a top performer. I am a top producer in my company. Instead of saying I will be, you have to affirm the success that you want to have in the future as if it is happening right now. Okay. So this is probably like the quickest and shortest podcast episode that I have done. It is finals this week, so I have quite a bit on my plate. My university students, although I'm not teaching, I have 7 teachers who are on in my department, and I have to oversee that and just, go through the finals and marking and standardization, all of that with them. So this is a very, very busy week for me, but I did not want to let this week go by without encouraging you to reprogram your subconscious mind by doing the following 3 things. First thing is to expect the unexpected, kind of be a little bit flexible with your thoughts, see things from different angles, right? See things from different perspectives. Secondly is to not allow the response or the reactions of another person when you're sharing good news or you're sharing your success with them, to not allow the way they respond, if it's not the way that you want it to be, to not allow that to put a damper on you. Okay. Subconsciously you're already, in your mind, you're like, oh, they're going to respond this way. They're going to be happy. They're going to be excited. But just in case, if they're not, don't let that diminish your excitement. Okay. Don't let it decrease it. Let it just keep going and give them grace, because they could be having something else going on in their life as well, And the very last thing is speak the success that you want to see in the future, not as a future plan, but as a current situation. I am, instead of I will, we speak I am. Okay. We speak I am. So those are my 3 super quick tips on how to reprogram your subconscious mind. Of course, if you want more tips on this, or if you want me to dive deeper into this, then let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want to say thank you so much. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and share. If you've already subscribed, thank you for being a part of the Leaders Lab family. I appreciate you so much. For those of you who are listening on any one of the audio podcasts, whether it's Apple, Google, Castbox, Spotify, Anchor, or an RSS feed, I want to say thank you so much. Please don't forget to support this podcast by subscribing and sharing and rating. Rate, and give us a review, okay? And if you're seeing or listening to a snippet of this from social media, let me just say thank you so much for seeing the value in the content that I produce. I really appreciate your appreciation of this work. And so, guys, that's all that I have for you this week in the Leaders Lab podcast, and I'll see you next week in the lab.
Thank you for listening to the Leaders Lab podcast. Visit our website at www.drcharitytv.com.